Right, so hello everyone. Okay, so we left it here and what remains of Edith Finch, so let's see one more we gotta explore. So Gus, Don, Milton, Lewis, Lady Olden. I'm gonna try to do it all today.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never
Wait,
hit
I
his
thought I
kids,
did this already.
at least not very hard, before
What?
the day
Okay.
my brother said with teenage
Let me
disregard
skip this,
that
guys.
he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding
I'll
in
see
our
you
yard.
when this thing. No, when I'm done this.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Okay, I remember I was stuck in this part for so long because of that.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I
I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband
Okay.
and wife. To make him
How do I
proud.
not say? So wait, is there text up here? Yeah.
When the time
Yeah.
for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
No violence. And where's the text?
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Good.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Is there text here? Where's the text? Oh yeah, control the vibrations.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh, we're gonna make it louder? Okay. Should I make it louder so... Or is
I
it
wish
just
that I
what you
could
wanted?
truly say I thought about you on
Louder?
that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Okay. So I don't know why that's not saved.
She never
But-
talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were
Yeah,
going
I
to
think
name
we're
me
all caught
Gus.
up now. Okay. Let's see, it should have saved. Like... By the way, I'm still using the controller.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Jeez, why do you need to breathe every
At the
time you
time,
take a
it was
step?
as far away as she could get.
This is cool, like, are their houses set up? It's...
She spent a summer building
Like a
houses
base.
in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Nice. Sanjay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Okay. Well,
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
really? So everyone's dead. Why can't I go down here? I guess I'm blind.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
True.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while,
At a
things were
classroom?
good. Almost normal,
Almost.
but it didn't last.
Almost.
beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a
Expensive
castle.
is this house? Milton.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Well, gotta find a way in there or something. Alright, save. Okay.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Ooh. This family's so good at these things. Oh, that's cool.
Milton Finch in
Magic
The Magic
Paintbrush.
Paintbrush.
Very cool. Okay. There's so many things. Go down. To control a vibration, it's literally vibrating crazy. Where are we supposed to go now? Well, at least we got like a nice theme playing. Really? Okay, well, let's go back there and see what else we can interact. Because I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. Like, before Milton's house, we should be discovering stuff. So, are you okay, character? It's just how they walk down the stairs. Double check to see if I missed anything. Because if I miss something, then it takes a lot of time. Anything to interact with? No, these are just paintings. But that's it then? It's so weird, like... What? Well... I don't know what to do. I hope I don't get stuck. Like an hour. Just because I missed something. So we're gonna do Milton, but I don't know where to do Milton. There has to be something missing. Hey, Lewis?
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
That's a cool looking exit. Oh. Okay. How are we supposed to... How the heck are we supposed to get up there? Walk faster, character. Sorry, Lewis. I'm trying to break into your room now.
Lewis's room
This is
smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I like how he has glowing lights.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Oh, that's where we get all the...
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to do this.
His mind began to
Hello?
wander.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I asked him to describe it.
At the same time.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
I'm literally just cutting fish. It's like game, that makes sense. What is that? Dinosaur?
And things that had not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Really?
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Really? Multitasking, bro.
But he found something more.
What? Oh.
I worried about him then.
What? Oh, where?
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss.
Am I gonna cut myself?
But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Well, not so long.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Whoa.
I even encouraged him.
Encourage them
It
to
seemed
do
very
something.
promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Dog.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
This is so cool.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Playing
Then he made
games.
musicians.
What is this? Clash of Clans? Nonsense.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Wow.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his
That was a
chopping
real
was as
thing,
reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that
What?
all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor,
That guy's gonna get you.
and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Wait.
It
Where?
became a game for him.
This is actually
He'd conquer
like
a city,
game.
then immediately push on. New Louisville.
What is this?
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
What's this?
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Really?
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Really? Okay, I'll come home soon. What am I gonna come next?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
It's beautiful. Yes, it's opposite. I don't think it matters which way I go, so.
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Nice. Getting good at multitasking.
He followed the sound of her
Silver Harpshire.
silver harp.
Actually played on piano at the time.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then,
I gotta
his
go home
logic
now.
remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Let this fish hold on. Okay, stop giving me fish, please.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Vampire. This actually looks so good.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Imagination.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
That's not true.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Cannery. This is so lame. We're going home?
He began to forget the world we know.
Wow.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Wait, who am I then?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
What are you doing, sir? Are you okay?
I still thought I could save him.
Please no.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Please no.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
This looks dirty. This is actually like a separate game.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown.
And destroyed it.
There There's only one thing left to do.
Destroy the ground.
Bend down his head.
We don't have eyes.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
What the heck was that? That was a trap.
My brother was really
Lewis.
cool. I wish you could have met him.
Okay, so this queen just basically just yeeted. Okay. Am I supposed to do?
On the way back from
to
Lewis's
go?
funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not
What?
sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Probably harder.
I wish we'd stayed.
Oh,
But I
she's in a
understand why
different
we
house.
left.
Yeah, so that she could stop.
What happened that night
Right.
had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Wait, didn't we do Edith? No, Edie. This next one's gonna be about Edith.
But it had to
All
end
this
one way or
isn't
another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
This, like, the electric bill for this house alone is probably like $1 million a month. Oh yeah, keep forgetting after.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
What? Wow, I like the lighting.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Cool. Holy crap. Well, this is maze.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Oh. Okay.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Okay.
That night, the tide went way, way out. It
This
was
is
the
Grandma.
first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They
my
called
slip.
it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This part looks gross.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Let's be going straight forward. I got it. Don't worry, I got this.
I got turned around.
I swear I was going straight forward.
I started seeing things.
Hallucinating.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Dreaming.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
True. So I'm the grandma. Okay.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
It's so mean.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Well,
After that, we moved around a lot.
makes sense. Holy crap.
We both tried to make the best of it.
Well, you could do this. Controller vibration. There's no like keyboard vibration.
A few years went by.
I mean, that's a special privilege of controllers, right?
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest
What?
happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Ooh, home alone?
The last Finch left alive.
Really?
Until I found out about you.
What?
I'm
Not
still not
Finch.
sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
This is... I don't... This is not
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Where am I heading to? What?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone.
Edith died
I want
too.
you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That's kind of like deja vu all over again. Explore. Can't possibly. I didn't cover all the stories though, so. Cool. nice photos. Saving. That was a long time that I didn't save. Yeah, this is Lewis. Well, this story ends. This is probably just like a credit scene. Well, Edith was not. Well, let's just finish watching this. Designer program. Nice. One artist. He did a good job. Concept artist, character artist, holy, what's wrong? 2D artist, Michael Falk, producer. Hope this is it then. No? Like some designer. The sound is cool. Barbara. Oof. That's not it? That's a lot of people. I guess it makes sense, like gameplay concept and environment. Well, it took a long time to do so. Well, too bad it didn't cover McCoy and the Golden story. And McCoy, I just don't know like, where to cover his story, but Finch, the Edith Finch team. Nice. The end. GG. Let's play Minecraft. Well, I guess this is gonna be end of the video, so if you guys liked it, please like and support, and I'll see you guys next time.